Warm greetings and welcome to this meditation session. And it's part of a series on an introduction to mindfulness practice, where the second week of this series we're focusing on mindfulness of the body. And so I want to begin today with a guided meditation on the body mindfulness. It's a little bit of an exercise to begin with, but it's an exercise that meant to give you a inside experience of what mindfulness of the body can be like. That we want to be, the Buddha talked about being aware of the body in the body, to be aware, to be mindful of the body in terms of the body. And what that means is that we're not adding a lot of, or any, judgments or evaluations or commentary or heavy-handed use of me, myself, and mine, I, the doer, with the mindfulness. We're just being aware of the simplicity of how the body experiences itself, independent of the more complicated judgments and commentary we have about it. So it's meant to be phenomenally simple, and some people find it's a huge relief that we don't have to be judging, we don't have to be figuring things out, we don't have to be thinking about. We're allowed just to, in a sense, rest the awareness in the body, letting the body do the bodyfulness, let the body do the awarenessfulness of what the experience is. So to begin, assuming a meditation posture that gives you some stability, and you might move your body around in whatever way you have positioned your body. Kind of wiggle it or rock it, or to kind of find a way to establish this stability of being here on this spot, nowhere else, just here. And gently closing your eyes. And before we do the exercise, to take a few long, slowed breaths in the way that's comfortable for you, letting go as you exhale, releasing near the end of the exhale, so the exhale continues a bit. And then letting your breathing return to normal. And see if you can sense or feel whatever degree of stability you have in your sitting bones, in the place where the weight of your body is received by some surface. Maybe a sense of stability in your whole torso. And then with ordinary breathing, spend a minute or two relaxing more in the body, scanning your body as you inhale, scanning for the tension and the holding, releasing as you exhale. And now, to begin the exercise, bring your attention to your non-dominant hand and take a few moments to feel the hand. And if in feeling it you feel like you can move your hand a little bit too, so it's better positioned, more comfortable, move your hand. And then become aware of the sensations in the hand. There might be pulsing or tingling, warmth and coolness. There might be the pressure of the contact of your hand against some part of your body. Being aware of the hand in the hand, meaning becoming aware of how the hand experiences itself. Less up in the control tower, watching, thinking about the hand, and more allowing the hand to reveal itself. Reveal the kaleidoscope of sensations that appear in the hand. In the palm of the hand, the back of the hand, in the fingers, in your mind, your thinking mind, the control tower, might have thoughts, judgments, reactions to what we're doing. But those are distinct from how the hand is experiencing itself. For these few minutes, put aside what goes on in the mind in terms of thoughts and judgments and reactions. Let those be in the background. In the foreground, become aware more intimately, more fully, what the experience of hand is, as if you've never gotten to know your non-dominant hand. Feel it for itself. chances are, with this kind of attention to the hand, you're experiencing a lot more sensations in the hand than you would if we had just stayed with the breathing, ignoring the hand, kind of. But placing awareness in the hand, more of the hand, the experience of hand reveals itself. And then ending the focus on the non-dominant hand, taking a 3-breath journey, returning to breathing for 3 breaths, relaxing, letting go. And then calmly bringing your attention in your dominant hand. And with a calm awareness, let the hand feel the sensations that appear in the dominant hand. The hand feels the sensations, and you make room in the mind, make room in awareness for the sensations to appear and show themselves. And if you find yourself straining or contracting in the eyes or in the mind, to do this exercise, see if you can relax the mind, relax around the eyes, to be receptive to the hand's experience of itself. And now, consider for a moment where in your body you normally experience your breathing. And more in the belly, more in the chest, more in the nostrils, more in all 3 altogether, wherever it might be. And without focusing on the breathing, become aware of that part of your body in the way that you're aware of your hand. Letting that part of your body sense and feel the sensations that appear. Not specifically aware of the breathing, But as it occurs, those sensations are also part of what appears and disappears. Maybe with a rhythm of breathing, allowing the sensations to be there on the exhale, and letting that part of the body receive the sensations on the inhale. Letting the place where you experience breathing be the home for your awareness that you return to over and over. But if there's any sensations in the body elsewhere that are more compelling, more predominant, experiment with gently, calmly opening awareness in that location in your body and feeling that the sensations there as you felt the hand. And for a few moments now letting go of breathing and just feeling those predominant sensations. Letting commentary and judgment and concerns recede to the background, so there's space for the sensations to show themselves, whatever way they come and go and move and shift. And after being aware of some other sensation for a while, then return again to the home base. Begin again with your breathing. Or more accurately, begin again in that location where breathing is most clearly known. And be aware of whatever reveals itself there. whatever sensations, whether of the breathing or not. If there's something strong that arises again in the body, let there be a gentle rhythm of shifting awareness to that location for a while. And if it feels like you've acknowledged it enough, gently, calmly begin again with the home base, awareness of the body's sensations, of breathing. And in the last little period of the actual meditation, you could experiment with not having a home base for your awareness, but rather allow your awareness to gently float through your body to whatever sensations in your body call your awareness. Whatever sensations are predominant or compelling, without thinking about it or analyzing it, or without concerns with being right or wrong. Just let your awareness be relaxed and calm, not fixated on anything. And every time the awareness lands in a new place, take some moments to feel it like you felt the hand. And then open yourself up to let the awareness move on to another part of your body. So breathing is not at the center. Breathing is just one of the places, one of the sensations that a free-flowing awareness takes in as the awareness is centered in the body. And then as we come to the end of the sitting, to feel the stability or openness, calm that might be in the body. And if those things are not there, maybe a heightened awareness of your body. And as you exhale, to relax the body more. The healing power of awareness and relaxation together. And turning your awareness outwards to the world around you. A world with many challenges. And a world filled with people who are trying to help. For all the images of great disasters, natural or human-made, there's so many pictures and videos of people helping others. May it be that we live in a world where we help each other, we support each other, we care for each other. And may the mindfulness and stability and calm that we have through this practice support us in doing that. May all beings be happy. May all beings be safe. May all beings be peaceful. May all beings everywhere be free. Thank you. So hello and welcome to this 7th talk on mindfulness meditation, introduction to mindfulness meditation. And this week the focus is on mindfulness of the body. And as I said yesterday, this is one of the central teachings of the Buddha. The foundation of his meditation practice is a deep, stable connection to the body. And part of the reason for this is that we're trying to become free of the hegemony of our thinking, our judgments, our biased, our stereotyping, our preconceived ideas, free of our fixed agendas and opinions and stories of what is and isn't. Not because these are necessarily wrong to have, but because they interfere with our ability for a deep connection in the present moment. It would be, it's kind of like a friend who cares for you a lot through some effort. Maybe the person is challenged in some kind of way, but overcame the challenge so that to make you a really nice meal. Took a lot of care in the preparation of the food, the flavors, the layout of the table. And you sit down at the table and you don't really notice what the person has done, and you hardly taste the food because you're caught up in judgments about worldly affairs and who's right and who's wrong, and you're spinning out opinions and ready to argue your case, and you're kind of preoccupied that you don't even notice what your friend has done for you. So in the same way, we don't even notice what our body, what our inner life, what the world is doing for us in the moment here. And there is something really special, whether we're suffering or whether we're happy, whether the body's in pain or whether it's comfortable. There's something very profound that's possible when we respect this body and respect it with our attention, careful attention to the body. And the body is not just a hunk of flesh. There's a lot of wisdom that arises in the body, a lot of information that arises out of the body, a lot of guidance on how to live our life that comes from being connected to our body. For people who do meditation, focusing on the body is one of the ways that we begin getting out of our head, out of our preoccupations, and start finding a very different way of being here in this body. And the body's kind of like a door that you open, and there's many dimensions of other depths of connection to ourselves and to the world that can happen through the doorway of the body. So in the way that here at IMC, mindfulness is usually kind of foundational kind of teaching of mindfulness, is to use breathing as the home base. So we would rest there, we would ride the breath. And the breathing is this, for some people, a wonderful antidote to wandering off in thought. For one thing, it shows us when we're wandering off, and then we can be wise about that and see that clearly and relax. It also is a nice place to rest the mind for some people, so that there's some continuity over time. And as we have continuity with the breathing, whether it's 3 breaths, whether it's 5 breaths, there's something during that period of time that helps the mind begin slowly to relax and relax. Because the energy of attention is going into breathing, which is a relaxing or a opening kind of experience, instead of the energy of attention going into thinking, into preoccupation, and thereby fueling it, stirring it up and continuing it more and more. So we're kind of redirecting the food of the mind from what is not so helpful to something that's more helpful, from preoccupations and distracted thought to being present here and now with our experience, in this case with the breathing. However, in some people, like when some meditation practices, like when I practice Zen, breathing was the primary focus, and just come back to the breath over and over again. It's kind of a concentration practice. In the way we teach here at IMC, where we're teaching mindfulness more than concentration, we do use the breathing as the default when it works for people. But then when something else becomes more compelling, something else becomes more pronounced, some other sensation in the body, then we're happily, contentedly shift the focus of attention from the breathing to this other thing in the body. So it can be discomfort, it could be pleasure, it could be any sensations of warmth, coolness, any sensations at all, whatever it might be. is equally valid as a place to cultivate present moment attention. We're just developing that present moment attention with that other sensation. It's possible that it's enough just to acknowledge it for a little while, feel it and sense it, and then we begin again with the breathing. Or sometimes it's nice just to stay there. It's something that's very compelling, very strong, and then just enter into that world of that part of the body, like we did in the exercise with a hand, where you're not necessarily focusing on the discomfort, but you're focusing, because that's a little bit of an abstraction, it's an idea, discomfort. But underneath the idea, the kind of global kind of sense of what's going on, there's the details of the individual sensations that are at play in that area of discomfort, or in that area that's very comfortable or pleasant. And the idea is to just stay with it and feel it, and let that be a place where you're training yourself to notice the distracted mind, to notice the straining mind, the demanding mind, the expecting mind, the resisting mind, and relax. So you can kind of begin finding a way of being present in a relaxed way, a non-reactive way. So that's kind of the basic idea, is we stay with the breathing, something else becomes compelling. We let go of the breathing and attend to that for a little while, and then come back to the breathing. Some people, as I've said last week, the breathing doesn't work very well for the focus of attention. Some people, what works much better is to just to be open more generally and globally in the body without much particular focus on the breathing. And then allow the awareness to float or drift or move around the body to whatever is compelling, whatever appears, whatever shows itself, whatever is asking for attention. But as we bring the attention to the different parts of the body, being careful not to fixate on it, not to get stuck there, but keep the attention soft and light, so that when something else occurs that's more compelling or calls on you, the mind can just gently float to there. And so it's the present moment experiences of the body that are the grounding in the present moment, that are the way of an alternative than distracted thinking. So rather than the breathing being the primary home, the whole body is the home for attention. And that way there's not this kind of zeroing in or preoccupation or concern or reactivity around breathing, which some people have. That makes it difficult to be with the breathing. And so both ways of practicing are quite wonderful. And what's interesting is whichever one we start with, at some point we come to a point where we move into the other. People who mostly focus on the breathing, as they get really stable and settled, there's a way in which their attention opens up. And what feels the best is this open awareness to whatever's happening in the body, and letting it show itself, and let the awareness kind of just stay open to the different places. People who start with a more open awareness to the body, at some point will find that things get simpler and simpler and more relaxed, and what's the biggest movements of the body then become their primary subject of attention, and those biggest movement is the breathing. But they come to that breathing then in a much more relaxed, easygoing way, where there's not any complications or there are less complications with the breathing, and it can be kind of quite nice to just then kind of flow lightly with the breathing. So it shifts and changes this. But if all things are equal, I recommend the foundational way here at IMC is to use the breathing as the home base, and be content to stay there and be with the breath as much as you can. But if something else in the body becomes predominant, shift your attention to the predominant thing. And that might be for 3 or 4 seconds, just to feel it and acknowledge it, and that's enough, and then it can recede to the background. Or you might discover that you need to make it the primary focus of attention. It might be for 5 minutes. You're just exploring and feeling and breathing with that sensation. And so maybe that's enough for today. So breathing and body. So as you go about your day today, I would very much encourage you to continue with mindfulness of your body. And if those of you who set a timer yesterday that went off periodically through the day, or if you have other ways of periodically checking in with yourself, um, check in with yourself first to feel how you are in your body, and then take the 3-breath journey. And after you've done the 3-breath journey, feel what's happened, what's shifted in your body. And if you do that even just once every hour through a day, I think it could have a very profound impact on you, very helpful impact on you. And if nothing else, it's very educational to discover more deeply what's going on. So stop and just notice what's happening in your body. Take time to feel it. Breathe with it. Then do the 3-breath journey. Just kind of center yourself on 3 breaths, as if that's the only thing that you need to do in the world. And then open to the body and see what shifted. And that whole process doesn't have to take more than a minute. And if it's enjoyable, you can do it more. So thank you very much, and I look forward to continuing this series tomorrow.